All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson, or a commentary, or me speaking on this video that I seen here, man. That's featuring Dr. Brown, right? Dr. Michael Brown, who's been a scoffer against the Hebrew Israelites, right? But then at the same time, I came across this video which is done 3 days ago, and this guy's making statements, and he's I'm assuming gonna pull out scriptures that Hebrew Israelites use, right, to prove their point, man. Because this guy is having a debate about whether the Israelites are still the chosen. Now, I heard some of the things that he's ended up saying, and he's going off with some of the things that he's saying, because he's saying that the Israelites are still the chosen, but then at the same time that salvation's for the Gentiles, man. But I wanted to just go into a particular point that he ends up talking about, where he quotes some guy's book, man. And let me just see if I can quickly get to that particular point, man. Because the thing that this guy says that he quotes from a particular book or whatever, right, is going to be things that the guy that he quotes from, that's got some certain book, ends up quoting or speaking about Ezekiel the 37th chapter. But I'm gonna play it, man.
All right, there we go. All right. So as we conduct this debate tonight, the question is not, is Gabe right or is Dr. Brown right, or who wins the debate? The question is, what does the word say, and which speaker is in harmony with the word? So for my part, I'm going to do my best to let the scriptures speak for themselves rather than rely on theological deductions, secondary arguments, because the word is actually black and white clear on the subject. There's no question.
Now, he's right about that. The words of the Bible are very extremely clear on whether the Israelites are still the chosen or not, man. And there's several prophecies relating to the Israelites going back to their land and the Israelites receiving mercy. The new covenant is clearly only spoken of being for the house of Israel and the house of Judah, right? And then in Hebrews, the 8th chapter and the 10th verse in the New Testament, it goes on to say house of Israel instead of saying house of Israel and house of Judah, because that's talking about when the nation of Israel are joined back together again, right? Both the Israelites that were following after the law, the ones that would have been still considering themselves Jews, right? And those that were following after the Greek ways and following after the other Gentile ways, wherever they were scattered, which would have been the ones that would have been considered as Gentiles or Greeks by the Israelites that were keeping the law, man, or would have been considered the uncircumcision by those that were called circumcision made with hands. Now, let me go back to this.
About it, as you'll see as we lay it out. And I challenge Gabe to point out the single verse that I take out of context or misapply. Also, to dispel some myths and misunderstandings, I'm not a dispensationalist. This is not about dispensationalism. I haven't been a dispensationalist for more than 48 years. And together with Professor Craig Keener, I wrote a book called Not Afraid of the Antichrist, Why I Don't Believe in a Pre-Tribulation Rapture. And this debate has nothing to do with the policies of Israel today or whether you agree with those policies. The question is, are the Jewish people still God's chosen people? So before we open the scriptures, let me share this quote with you from Charles Spurgeon, commenting on the...
You heard it there. The person that's book he quotes is Charles Spurgeon, whoever that is, right? But what this guy says from this book, right, you're going to hear it anyway. And I find it hilarious because this guy will hear this, right? And then he won't link the connection between that, what he's going to read, and what's happening with the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans all around the world, right? That are coming back and saying that they're the Israelites.
Dry bones prophecy of Ezekiel 37 back in 1864. He said the meaning of our text is opened up by the context.
It's funny that he said that about 1864, you know, right? Because around 1864, I remember reading before that around like the 1864, around that kind of year, when I was reading it up on things that was happening in antebellum America, or what I think they call it, the antebellum South, right? And what I was reading was that during that time, man, some of these Edomites, they were trying to go on like they were the chosen and trying to call America the new land of Canaan and all of this, right? But at the same time, there was loads of Israelites also. There was loads of Israelites also coming around and saying that when they read the scriptures, when they was reading the scriptures, that they was thinking that they're the Israelites. Now, who's carried on doing that? Because those Americans ain't calling themselves that no more. They're on some next thing. They're on the whole Trump juice bandwagon, man. They're on that. They ain't on no. They're on some Make America Great Again stuff. They ain't on no believing in the scriptures, man. Now let me go back a bit, and then I'm gonna carry on playing the rest of this.
So before we open the scriptures, let me share this quote with you from Charles Spurgeon, commenting on the dry bones prophecy of Ezekiel 37 back in 1864. He said, the meaning of our text is opened up by the context is most evidently, if words mean anything, first, that there shall be a political restoration of the Jews to their own land and to their own nationality. And then secondly, there is in the text and in the context a most plain declaration that there shall be a spiritual restoration, a conversion, in fact, of the tribes of Israel.
Exactly. But it's funny that this guy will read this, right? And he'll be using this to make his point. And the person that this Dr. Spurgeon, or whatever the guy's name was, Charles Spurgeon, right? Whatever the name was, I can't remember if it was Charles or what. He's right. But the thing is, they're looking for that to happen in the wrong place. It's happening among the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not happening among those people in the land over there. It's not happening among them. And I'm gonna try and watch as much of this video unless they start talking smack, then I'm just gonna turn it off, man. Right? If they start gassing it up too much, I ain't gonna be trying to hear all that. But I'm gonna try and watch some of this, and I'm gonna assume that this guy probably sneakily started looking at he's gonna use all the scriptures that the apostles used, man. And I wonder if Vocab Malone is gonna have anything to question about this, because Vocab Malone tried to mention, didn't Vocab Malone use this guy and put this guy's video up when he was talking about Sakari? But now this same guy is doing a video saying that the Israelites are still the chosen. So whose doctrine is he more favoring? He's more favoring and siding towards what the Hebrew Israelites are saying than what Vocab Malone's saying. Because Vocab Malone's talking about that spiritual Israel stuff. But if this guy is going to be saying what I think he's going to be saying in this video, then he disagrees with what Vocab Malone's got to say. So Vocab Malone shouldn't have been putting none of this guy's videos up on his channel when he's coming up against Hebrew Israelites, because they believe the same thing. This guy believes closely what the Hebrew Israelites are saying. If he's saying that the Israelites are still chosen, but then he's going off by saying that the Gentiles can get it as well, because when they can't, right? But he agrees with the Israelites, and he's going to use the same scriptures that the Israelites use. But how comes I bet Vocab Malone won't come up against this guy, because he's saying that he's an Israelite according to the small hat thing. You see?
He also said this is Spurgeon. I think we do not attach sufficient importance to the restoration of the Jews. We do not think enough about it. But certainly, if there is anything promised in the Bible, it is this. I imagine that you cannot read the Bible without seeing clearly that there is to be an actual restoration of the children of Israel.
Absolutely. Right? There is going to be a restoration of the children of Israel. But I find it funny that this guy will say that and he'll mention that, right? But then he's not considering that being a thing that is going to happen with us, though. He's not seeing that as what we're doing as anything important, man. And maybe, I could be wrong. He might mention that in this video, but I doubt it somehow, because it's an almost 3-hour video. So maybe he might, and if he does, if I do end up watching it all, or if Yahweh ends up leading me to see if he mentions anything about that, then Lord will remember and put another video up and give a timestamp, man. But I think that this would be a good video for Israelites to watch, man. Right? I personally think this would be a good video for Israelites to watch, because any scripture that this guy uses in this video, right, he's gonna cut these Christians, man. And let's just go to the comment section, because they're I saw it already, some of it earlier, and some of them was foaming at the mouth, man. So here we go. Not if we believe the New Testament, right? So that's people trying to say, oh, nah, it's the Jews ain't the chosen no more, the Israelites ain't the chosen no more, here's someone else. This God's promise to I'm not going to say that word, Israelite people are eternal, like all his promises, and that's true, right? The Israelites are still the ones with God's promise, man. The promise that was passed from Abraham onto Isaac and onto Jacob, right? It's still for the Israelites, man. It can't be, a promise can't be taken away. the promise came before the law, right? If the promise was based on the law, that would mean that any heathen or Gentile could just keep the laws and then now they're part of the promise. That's not how it works, man. Let's see some more, man. Because there's going to be a lot of people in there trying to be like, oh yeah, the Israelites are still the chosen. But then these same people will try and come up against the Israelites, man. Here's one person. Why did no one mention Revelation and the 144,000 Israelite men? Which they are Israelites in the 144,000. It's 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. Let's see what anyone else got to say. There ain't even that many. Here's one person. God never breaks his covenant. He has a covenant with the Israelite people, the descendants of Jacob. Now, where are all these scoffers saying that whenever it comes to the Hebrew Israelite? Where are all these people whenever the Israelites are saying it, man? You know what I mean? Where are all these people whenever the Israelites have got a video saying that the Israelites are only the chosen? How comes none of these people are on the comment board agreeing, right? Whenever we say it, but they believe it though. You know what I mean? When we say we're the Israelites, all of a sudden salvation's for like the Jews ain't the chosen, the Israelites ain't the chosen no more. But when this guy says it, then people are on the comment board agreeing. Let me see if there's any more, man. There's not as many as I thought there was going to be, to be honest with you. But there was still some though. But yeah, I'm going to end this video, man. And I think that this will be a good video for Israelites to watch, man. And I'm interested to see what scriptures this guy ends up pulling out, man. Right? Because I'm assuming that he probably watched some of the Israelites videos to make this video. That's what my assumption's going to be, man. And I'm also assuming that he's going to win the debate, because if he's saying that the Israelites are still the chosen, he's going to be telling the truth. And whoever this other guy is, Gabriel Finocchio, he's going to be lying if he's saying that the Israelites ain't still the chosen, right? But yeah, I'm end the video there. Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.